Welcome back to Running with Coach Tori. And we are bringing you the running news from the week, whether it is to entertain you on your long run or to give you something to talk about with your running group. We've got you covered. And we just spent 45 minutes trying to get this podcast going. So let's make it the best one yet. All right, running updates, right? Because you're crushing it. You got this. Oh my gosh, that just reminded me I haven't sent you speed workouts. I will do that when we get off.
You have not sent me speed workouts, although I've only done 3. So, no, I'm rock solid right now. I've been super consistent.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling good. I'm running 2 consecutive days. Like on Monday I'll run, Tuesday I'll run, Wednesday I take the day off, and then lifting I do Tuesday I lift, Wednesday I lift, and Thursday I take the day off. So I really always have a combination of either one workout or 2 workouts each day. So I'm just trying to stay really consistent for the month and then see what my next mile time will be.
Yeah.
If you recall, it was almost 8 minutes the first time. And that was with just doing just the same run over and over again, sort of in the orange zone, sort of that middle zone you're not supposed to be in with running. That's where most of my training runs were in.
Why?
Just because I guess I wasn't in great shape and I was trying to run the same 3-mile loop, quicker than I did the time before. That same old strategy we used to do.
Yeah. And you've graduated. You've become Mr. 80-20.
I am 80-20, but now I'm on an 80-20 rule. So after I did the 1 mile time trial to sort of baseline, hey, if I just do the thing I used to do, what would be my mile time? And then what I'm trying to do is be really super consistent of doing my long runs, do my easy runs, and do my speed work. And after a month, I'll see what the results are. And I'm combining that with, as you know, I took out sugar from my diet, other than fruit, and I've lost 5 pounds. So again, I'm a pretty skinny guy to start with, but I did have a little more weight than I'm like 140 is my ideal running weight. I was probably at 151. So I had like 11 pounds, probably more than my ideal.
Wow.
So anyway, so I feel good. How about you?
Well, I just made myself a note to send you speed workouts when we get off of this podcast. So okay. I will do that. So it has just been,
a whirlwind,
forever, always a whirlwind. What I have run once, did like a little 20-minute run, starting to do a little bit of like strength stuff again. So just trying to get back into my routine, but I'm still not going to bed exactly on time. I'm not waking up at 5. I'm waking up more at like 5:50. So I'm missing my morning run, but once we're back to school, then I'll get my Tuesday, Thursday runs done and slowly but surely get
now,
there.
Do you want to share why your running training has been derailed? I mean, it's been derailed for like 2 months, right?
I guess I say it's like really lame podcast fodder. I'm just like, no.
No, I don't want to share.
Did not.
It's personal. I'm not sharing anything. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, you're the editor, so you have the ability to cut this right out.
Right. We've seen my editing skills and how like I've left things in that I'm like, I'll cut that out. So I've been having heart problems, just like an arrhythmia situation. That's just kind of, then contributing to lots of fatigue and just like feeling unwell. So trying to get that all.
That was the highest level summary I've ever heard. So can you just bring it back down? Because I think people might benefit from. So what made you think you had like a heart? Like what started all this? Let's go back to the beginning.
Sure. So I've always had just like off and on those like little heart flutters, and also people never told me that was a real like that was also a weird rhythm. They were just like, oh, that's nothing, which also I feel like is propaganda. Like, don't say that to people because that's very confusing. So my entire life I'd be like, oh, I keep getting these heart flutters, and doctors and parents, I don't think it was you, but it was other parents, said it's nothing. And it never turned into anything. So I'm like, oh, that's nothing. So, I was having more of those frequently, I guess a month or 2 ago. And then, curse of the Garmin, you actually can like look at your heart rate. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm cooking breakfast and my heart rate's 135. Like, that's nuts. Why? So then I just kept spending more and more time paying attention to my heart rate, and my resting heart rate went up by like 10 beats per minute. While doing no working out, because I wasn't feeling well, obviously. So, then I was doing no working out and my heart rate's still like 145, getting my mail and stuff. So it just like, just really odd. And then just like lots of moments of panic. But again, you're feeling weird heart stuff, your heart rate's super elevated, you're just panicking because now you're like, what's happening? And as and I think I've kind of explained situationally, like I'm usually alone with a young child, so it's like it's just scary to just be like, oh, what is going to happen if I have like a heart attack? Also, one other things people told me that they shouldn't tell you, when I've been worried about my heart in the past, doctors have said, oh, you don't need to worry unless you're doing nothing and your heart rate's like 115. Well, hello, I'm here doing nothing and it's 135, so I'm worried. So just, having a weird arrhythmias, then potentially probably panic attacks, because now I'm feeling like I'm actually having a heart attack, but no one's telling me it's fine. So eventually, and again, this is the curse of being someone who does not have medical insurance. So get medical insurance, anybody which I'm probably the only person in the world who doesn't have that. Right. So then I went to urgent care, and then like they kind of made me more nervous, and I have, the preventricular contractions. That's like very frequent, and like, you got to go see a cardiologist. And then I see a cardiologist and they're like, oh my gosh, you need to be on medicine, but I can't take the medicine. So it's just been like a whole thing. But with all of that, with a lot of calming down, things seem to be trending in the right direction. Making sure, I'm taking electrolyte drinks, even though I've always been on top of my electrolytes, and actually blood work has not shown that it's an electrolyte issue. But just like trying to be a little more mindful of like, it's hot, which I should just remember, like, it's hot, your heart rate might just be more elevated, but making sure I'm hydrated, make sure I have my electrolytes, taking vitamins, balanced diet, getting enough sleep. Because another thing my husband reminded me is I'm on like year 4.5 of like horrible sleep as a parent. So, all these things can affect your health in ways that just don't really make sense. Because, I'm also in that mindset of like, I eat healthy, I work out, I take care of myself. Like, I shouldn't be having these problems. But it can happen to the best of us. And here I am.
Yeah, no, that's probably helpful for a lot of people. I mean, I had the exact similar issue 30 years ago, similar age as you, where you think, hey, young, healthy person, I shouldn't have an issue. And I've had two issues. One was I took a lot of Sudafed, and I say a lot, I mean, I was taking Sudafed once a day. Once a day for like an allergy. I just thought that was, to help my sinuses. And unfortunately, when you do that over a long period of time, like even just a month or two, it caused like my heart to skip a beat, or as you said, like an early contraction. And when you're just in everyday life, you feel that it's just like, it's jolting that like, okay, that wasn't normal. I don't normally notice my heart. Same for you, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the same thing with the PVC, the pulmonary ventricle complex or contraction. I'm not sure which one it is, but to where, same thing. Just go to see a cardiologist, get the echocardiogram, and again, I didn't need medication, and it sounds like you don't either. You can start back and hopefully stay calm. You say you're treating yourself right, but getting 5 hours of sleep a night, that's not treating yourself right. That's probably one of the most important things you can do.
Right. Well, and here's the problem. And I definitely get more than 5 hours. The problem is when you're a parent, as you know, kids wake up for whatever, need a drink, not feeling well, I'm scared. And you don't really have the choice of just being like, didn't hear that. Even if you're the no shame, you could be the kind of parents who ignore those things, but you still wake up. So it's just, the interrupted sleep, no matter how much you try, there's only so much you can do. And I've also, I've met with other, functional medicine doctors and other kinds of people being like, I'm doing the best I can with the sleep thing. Like, is there something else that like can help? And unfortunately, the answer is just like, you gotta prioritize sleep. And I'm like, yeah, well, there's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so much you can do when someone needs you in the middle of the night or someone wakes up really early. So, I'm trying my best. There's only so early I can ask my husband to go to bed too. The 9:30 really gets him. He's like, are you serious? So, do what I can with the sleep.
Well, since you're starting workouts, it sounds like, as I didn't get the last update until just now, right? So it sounds like you're now authorized to sort of just start working out again, build back up? Because you weren't doing anything for a few weeks.
Yeah, it was probably about a month I wasn't doing anything because before all this happened, I was sick with a cold, and then I had a sinus infection, and then this happened like right after that. So yeah, it really been a while. And so yeah, they had said like as long as you're not having like an issue with like breathing or lightheadedness or whatever, you can work out. And I'm like, well, that's weird because like working out causes those things. So, I'll figure it out, I guess. And so yeah, it's just been like real light stuff. But yeah, I think just like from the stress and all that too, like my, old back injuries now like acting. So I'm just like having a hard time doing anything.
You're the oldest
Oh my
30 some
gosh.
year old.
It's crazy. Yes, no. I mean, even like my face, I think like aged years in those like weeks where I'm just like in panic mode. You know what I mean? It's just like you see the toll that like stress takes on your body. And they say all the time, like stress is the silent killer. And it stinks because it's one of those things where it's like, yes, it was like a self-induced stress, but also it was like out of my control, right? Like I'm worried about who's going to take care of my son if I have a heart attack in the yard. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I can't like unstress about that. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that is why I have not been training. That is why we had to not do our original plan of doing a race or 2 races in the fall. And so hopefully springtime, things will be all back to normal.
Okay. Do we need to get you a medical alert like bracelet to where like someone's going to get notified if you have a heart attack?
So yeah, so me and a friend were looking into I guess like some of the newer phones have like a crash setting. So if you like fall or something, she's a horseback person, Maria, horses. And she was talking about like they have this so that if you fell off your horse when you're by yourself, it would call 911 or call your emergency contact. Of course, my phone's too old. I don't have that, but we looked into that. My Garmin has something, but I think it's more like if you got hit by a car when you're running. So I'm not sure if like you fainted, it would do that. So yeah, so I yeah, to sound like a crazy person, I was looking into something like that. And I was like, yeah, Life Alert's not going to help you because you have to say, I want help. I fell down and I'm hurt. And it's like, no, I need something that's going to be like someone else. She fell down and she's hurt. But
yeah,
we're not at the point of like being able to use a phone to call 911. So, it was just going to be
surprised. You see those stories where, like a 3-year-old calls 911 and they, tell them that their mommy fell down. So
yeah, that 3-year-old's not my 3-year-old. When I was changing, or my 4-year-old, when I was changing the car battery, and of course, because I'm a crazy person, was like, if something happens and this like electrocutes mommy, make sure you go across the street and tell our neighbors to get help. And nope, too scary. And then it was okay, press this button to call grandma. Nope, can't do that. And I was like, well, I guess mommy's getting barbecued and you're going to just be sitting on the porch. Like, that seems scarier. So yeah, not my 4-year-old.
I don't even want to know why you were changing a car battery. I mean, there's some things you shouldn't do.
I'm sorry.
Probably one of them.
Correction. I was only jump starting the battery because we were probably going to have to change the battery. I ended up not changing the battery because of how the jump starting didn't go well. And I scared my son. So I was like, someone else can do the battery.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Should we talk other running news?
Yeah, any running news, right?
Any running. So I sent you 3 emails today on my running news.
Oh my goodness, I saw.
You can pick the last one. That's the last. I kept updating it for some reason. I'm like, there's another story. So I've got 6 things to talk about today, although they'll be brief.
Okay, I was gonna have a brief running trivia game too as well.
Oh, good. Okay. So number 1 was on the super shoes. So I saw that Adidas came out with a new super shoe for ultra running. These are ridiculous.
Are they?
From the standpoint, oh yeah, they yeah. There's a picture I sent in the email. So if you want to launch that, they add 3 inches to your height. I can be a 6'3" now guy. I can say I am if I just wear these around on a regular basis.
Let me get this. Oh my gosh. Also, like, so ultra, are we thinking like track ultras? Because I would imagine this is not the best for like a trail situation, no?
Yeah, I think they're being used for trying to break the 100K world record. which
Okay.
is 6 hours and 5 minutes. They're trying to do breaking 6
Oh,
is what they're trying
jeez.
to
They
do.
gotta
Okay.
stop.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
So somehow Adidas is getting on this breaking train. But yeah, they're trying to break. So I think it's a road type race.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a trail type race.
Yeah. I guess I picture ultras and I just always picture a trail.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because who wants to run
My
100
gosh, right?
kilometers on a road? Yeah, agreed. So anyway, I thought that picture was ridiculous. Now it's probably not as ridiculous as they make them look. For some reason, they actually want the sole to look bigger than the shoe itself, right? So because you can tell the foot goes into what's the sole portion. Otherwise,
Right.
the foot would be sticking way out of the heel.
Right. Well,
But
and I
yes,
think the first ones, like when we saw the first super shoes for like marathons, they looked nuts to us too. It was like, oh my gosh, how's anyone walking around in these? You know?
yeah. So and for those they're 40 millimeters. This is 60
Oh
millimeters.
my gosh.
Yeah. So it's basically 50% bigger than what you typically see for like the Vaporfly threes. That's what they're 40 millimeters. These are 60. Insane.
So are they thinking it's the same like 3 to 4% energy return or whatever it is? Or do they even say what they think this is even gonna do?
They didn't put the percentage in the story I read anyway.
Oh.
But I got to believe that it's the same design. It's carbon fiber plates. So yeah, it's a similar design, I guess, for the idea of being running. You're running now 100 kilometers, which is what, like 2.5 marathons. So, I still think 6 hours is just 6 hours of running is amazing. So
For sure.
yeah. So
That'll be
I'm gonna
cool.
jump. I'm gonna jump around since we're talking long runs. UTMB is this weekend. Do you care?
No. Do you
Do you care?
care? Is your girl
I
Courtney running?
She is running.
Okay.
Yeah. So I love her. Big fan. On the men's side, there were you and I don't follow ultra running too closely, so I only know like a handful of people.
Yeah.
And Courtney is one, and she is running. So I will probably it's like a 2-day race. I mean, I'm not gonna sit and watch the whole thing. Plus, the coverage of those things aren't great.
No,
Yeah,
right.
they get them coming into an aid station, then you lose sort of track of them when they're out there between aid stations. So I'll look at the results. I do know people care about it. I do respect what they do,
For sure.
but yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's my comment here was around like, does anyone care about the UTMB besides the 2,600 athletes that are in it and their families? I mean, again, it's amazing, but I don't know, man. It just seems like a niche sport that I don't know who follows it on that closely besides that group of ultra runners.
Yeah, and I'm in like unfortunately like women running trails groups on Facebook or like just trail running whatever groups, and yeah, you don't really hear people talking about the races and race results like you do, at least I don't, like you do if you're in just like a regular running group and people are like, oh, this just happened in marathon life or whatever, you know what I mean, or like even just
Yep.
like I qualify for Boston, no one's really, again, from my experience, I haven't seen people talking races when they're talking about ultras and trail running so much. So I feel like, yeah, even like the people who are involved who are not the elites, like, I guess there's really just not much to say, or they don't know who to talk to about it to find like a group to chat. I don't know. Except for there's that really good podcast, Trail Runner Nation, and they do, I imagine they talk about the races too on there. Sometimes.
Yeah, they may. It's a weird, to me, it's a little bit weird concept, right? Because there's not big money involved. I mean, I'm sure the top few athletes do get sponsorships and paid and that type of stuff, but it's not like the major marathons where the winners make the kind of money they make, which is why probably some of the best long distance runners in the world, the Kenyans and the Ethiopians, don't do them,
right?
for the most part, just because they're trying to make a living and there really isn't a lot of money in the trail running. So again, respect what they do. I'll follow it a little bit closely. Courtney's absolutely amazing. But we'll see how it goes. I'll give you the update after the weekend.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
good luck to them.
Yeah, this is a big weekend because you know what else is this weekend? Is one of the other marathon majors. Do you know which one is this weekend?
I'm gonna sound like such a dodo. I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, then I won't quiz you then. So Because I don't think you would have gotten it because
Oh,
it's
it's the
not.
new one, right?
Yeah, it is
Sydney.
the
I was
new
gonna
one.
say, what one is it? I'm like, I have
Yeah.
no one running in it. I'm like, what's going on? Gotcha. Sydney Marathon.
Sydney Marathon, you got it. It's now the 7th major, um, and so it's this weekend. So we'll see. We'll see how that one goes too. Um, the next one on my list for this weekend is what else was this weekend? Um, the Diamond League final is this
Oh
weekend
my
too.
gosh, how could you almost forget the Diamond League?
I know
final?
the Diamond League. The Diamond League.
It's your new favorite sport event.
Yeah, I was panicked for a second. I'm thinking, I know there's a third thing going on this weekend, but
my
it was
gosh.
that was what I updated the email for. But yeah, the Diamond League finals. There's only two. I mean, a lot of people are skipping it because the World Championships are in a month.
Mm-hmm.
So the Diamond League final is taking a backseat, other than for Yared Naguse,
Right.
who, if he can win the 1500 meter, will make the World Championship race. And then also for Josh Hoey, who 800 meter man, same situation. Both him and Yared Naguse were favored in their races in the U.S. and both finished outside the top 3, so both didn't qualify for the World Championships. And their only way in is to win the Diamond League final because that gets you a bye into the World Championship. So Josh Hoey in the 800 meters is also trying to win his way in.
Well, that'll be exciting then.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll watch that just because it's a little bit easier to watch. It's a little less amount of time to watch. I'll probably watch a little bit of Sydney Marathon. To watch that, you have to I think start at 4 o'clock or 4:30 on Saturday because it's Sunday morning at 6:30. The elites go off.
So, what's the weather in Sydney this time of year?
That's a great question. I don't know that answer. I think it's 75 degrees and sunny.
Sounds right to me. Perfect marathon weather. Actually, it's kind of hot.
You know what? I saw another marathon that's on my list that it has no weather. It's an underground marathon.
I heard of this.
Yeah, did you?
Through the mines, right?
Yeah,
The
mines.
Anybody like Lord of the Rings?
No? Yeah, it's like Middle Earth. They're running through. It's like 4,000 feet below the earth.
Seems horrible.
Into like a zinc mine.
Yeah, biggest pass ever. No, thank you.
Yeah, it does say there's a lot of environmental risks. There's a lot of health issues you could create. Like, yeah. Running a marathon and breathing in dust of heavy metals can't be good for you.
No, and like you can't get out when you want to get out. No way ever.
Yeah, it does say you basically get a headlamp because it's dark as all hell in there.
Yeah.
So you have to run with a headlamp, and it's an underground mine shaft. Anyway, so that sounded like a terrible one. It does take weather out of play though. Like you're not going to get no sunburn, no sunscreen required. So yeah, you've controlled the elements to some degree.
Yeah, except for all the environmental toxins. No, thank you.
That takes years to build up.
Oh my gosh, yeah. By the time you're feeling the effects of the radiation down there, you're like, what was that from? My X-ray, or was it that mine marathon? Who knows?
Yeah, they did say radon is one of the things you
get. Oh, see, I was joking.
Yeah, no, you can get radon poisoning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a dumb one. It's only I'll say less than 100 people.
Yeah, I was going to say who's doing it? Thrill seekers.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh. So we have just flown through 5 of my 6 stories. So the last one, my last one I've got is on dating. For some reason it's always, I'm not looking for dating advice or dating.
Yeah, how is this in your algorithm here?
I don't know why this always comes up, but it's like running clubs are the best dating apps. It's because there are so many people that have in common. I think, is this real, or is this something that someone wrote? It seems like it should work, but it doesn't really work. Like, I just feel like I've seen this story a bunch of times, but in real life, I don't know people who are dating other people that met in a running club. Like,
no, yeah,
running clubs aren't that big. Are running clubs that big anyway? Like, how many single 25-year-olds are in a running club?
Well, that's the thing. So I feel like, because we have a couple big ones in the area, and they get like 60 plus people sometimes on certain days. But again, the age range is so varied. And yeah, I think maybe like one or, there's such a small percentage, I think, that are like single people that are looking for relationships that are
Couple of
there.
cougars. Is there a couple of cougars maybe in the in
I
the
mean, there
group?
could be. Yeah, no, because I know we've talked about this story or a story similar in the past, and I feel like it does pop up, all the time of like that's a place to meet someone. And I also see the one of just like that's where you meet like like-minded people. Like that part does make sense, right? You can meet people who are into the same stuff you are into. Anyone I've ever interacted with that's joined, and I have like lots of runner friends, but that have joined running groups or part of running, like not a single one has said they've met their life partner or whatever there. None of them have been like, I'm looking for a date, I'm going to go there. Like, it's never been anything anybody's
Yeah.
talked about. And granted, like one of the running groups I was a part of is like a women's only group, and I think that's more looking for connection of like friends and safety. Like that was more of the prime goal, not like a dating, you know what I mean? Like that wasn't the purpose of that group. So I don't think that's what anybody came into that looking for as well. So yeah, so at least some of the ones in our area, like I don't think anybody's ever talking about them that way either. And a lot of them are very like, it's fun, but it's not like, I do know someone who's actually part of a group who they run to a bar and then they get like happy hour drinks or whatever. So like that does add like a social element to it. But a lot of the ones I know is like you show up a couple minutes before to make sure they don't leave without you. You figure out where you're running, who you're running with, and then you're out running. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know what this is all about.
They don't have ice cream socials afterwards where you get to know people and
right.
you
Not
get
a lot
back,
of them do
you
that.
get in your car, you go home.
Yeah, but I think like what you said to begin with though is like the idea makes sense, right? Like you're like that should be a good idea. It should be like, oh,
That's why I think it's always a story. Someone writes that story thinking it's a great idea, but I just don't know that the reality is. I've been to a lot of running groups and I've not had a single date. By the way, I've never been to a
I was
running
going to
group.
say lies and lies because you've never been to a running group. Yeah, I think maybe the closest connection, and again, we're talking about one very specific area, right? You and I are in a close proximity. So, maybe other places of the world, that's like a much bigger thing everyone's doing. But yeah, I think the closest it would be like, oh, this guy I run with at my running group would be great for whoever, who's my friend, right? Not like we met at the running thing, but I don't know. Who's to say? If it works for people, it works for people, I guess.
I can see that happening a lot where at least a friend of a friend, like, hey, there's this great guy in my running group.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for someone, but maybe my friend is. And therefore, you try to hook them up. I can see that happening where you do get sort of a second connection in that regard. So
anybody, listeners, if you have met your person in a running group, please tell us and prove us wrong because we don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
Nope.
It's never happened. It's never happened in the history of mankind.
Ever. No one ever met somebody when they were running. That has to be some dumb Hallmark movie, right? And if it's not, we should make it.
Yeah, I feel like Brittany runs a marathon. Did she meet a guy in some way, shape, or form from this process?
No, she met like a friend. She met friends, exactly.
Yeah.
The guy was the guy that she was working with. And marathon's garbage, so
it's not. It's
garbage.
By the way, for anyone listening, it's a great movie. Sounds like that.
Wow, ridiculous. Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's a fine movie. It's not.
It's not Gone with the Wind, but it is an entertaining movie.
It's entertaining. It could make you want to run the New York City Marathon,
which is hard to get into, along with every other marathon.
Yeah, just like Brittany has that problem. So
yeah.
Is that all the news?
A spoiler alert right there. You're just going to throw that out. Oh, Brittany doesn't get into the marathon?
Oh my gosh. This is the rule on spoiler alerts. That is like a 10-year-old movie. If you haven't seen it in 10 years, you don't want to see it. So get out of here.
I hadn't heard of it until a year ago or 2 years ago when we
watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's true. Whoops. I didn't spoil the whole movie. Just one part of the movie. Now you're spoiling it by making it seem like a bigger deal. All right. Was that all the news?
That's all the news I have
all
this
of it.
Week. Yep.
All right. I have a quick little trivia game because I will never stop trying to do games on this podcast. Actually, ChatGPT came up with a great game, but this would take lots of listener participation. So maybe sometime down the road, we'll have to figure out how to do like a live recording or something, because it was like a Family Feud with running, and I was like, oh, what a fun idea. But you'd actually have to have like a survey of people responding.
Okay, you need survey people to come up with the answers, to then get 6 people on each side or 5 people on each side to then come up with the answers. Yeah, there's a whole lot of participation where right now you and I are just working together one-on-one.
Right.
It's working.
Yeah, I was like, how can I make that happen? So yeah, maybe next year we get a big listener base. So guys, send your friends to listen to this podcast, so next year we can play Family Feud running style.
Before you jump in, there was one thing I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
How did the swimming thing go with
the fam?
the family? There was was there 5 kids involved?
5 kids in the pool. Yeah, it was very chilly. As you know, I was making hot chocolate to bring. And it went fine. We had already done an hour of swimming in the cold pool when the rest of the group showed up because we were on time.
Hold on.
So, it was hard because we already got cold by the time everyone was there. So we had to get out. We tried to warm up, I'm like, you're not that cold. It's okay. You're like, the sun is warming up. And he's like, yeah, maybe if I take off my swim shirt, I'll be less cold. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Try it. And, it's just in and out. And the other group, it was fun. It was a nice pool. As you know, I'm obsessed with the pool. Everyone knows that knows me, is I'm obsessed with the YMCA pool. So, yeah, we made it work, made it happen. It had been months in the making. So,
and by the way, you're getting one child ready to get to the pool. I do know that Matt's bringing 4 children. It's not easy. We all know it's not easy, right? So,
this is probably not podcast conversation. I feel like I'm allowed to say facts that don't put blame on anyone else. Nobody needs excuses for things. I'm just saying we were on time. Other people were not. So that is why we were cold after an hour.
All right. Survey says.
Yes. So this is just fact or fiction. So I'm going to tell you a running fact, and you're going to tell me if it is a true running fact. Okay. So the fastest marathon ever run in a costume was by someone dressed as a vegetable, specifically a carrot. And I know you love costume running facts.
That's a lie. No carrot has ever run the marathon in 2 hours and 10 minutes. No.
The fastest marathon ever run in a costume was by a vegetable, not a polar bear or something. I just want to make sure you knew the question, this fact. Not that they ran faster than like anyone who's not wearing a costume.
Of course. Well, it's 2 hours and 35 seconds. We all know that answer. Okay. No, I think that's a false fact. A carrot is not faster than a polar bear or anything else that's been running these marathons.
Okay. Well, that is a true fact. Guinness World Record for fastest marathon in a vegetable costume is 2:59.
Oh, so it's only vegetables.
I guess so. Sorry. Yes. The fastest vegetable is a carrot. So maybe I'm bad at this game.
Okay. No, that's fine. I just was clarifying that it wasn't a polar bear outfit. It was only against like the asparagus, which is hard to run in. And it's only vegetables, right? We're only talking about broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, a few other ones. I mean, what other costumes could you have?
Yeah.
Kale is not a, you can't do a kale
lettuce,
outfit.
That's not very aerodynamic.
No. Anyway, go ahead.
Fact number 2, the treadmill was originally invented in the 1800s as a torture device for prisoners, not for fitness.
That is a true fact. I do know that for a fact.
Oh, yeah? You knew that?
Mm-hmm.
That's upsetting. But yes, that is true. Sir William Cubitt designed it in 1818 to punish prisoners. Horrible. All right. Number 3. Kenya's Eliud Kipchoge drinks a special tea made from ground coffee beans and spinach before every marathon.
False.
You are right. He does use tea as part of his routine, but the spinach coffee combo is made up.
I'm nailing this, man. I am good at this.
You are good at this.
2 out of 3. What's the prizes I get for winning this?
You get to do the podcast next week. The oldest person to finish a marathon was 101 years old.
False. I think I'm going to say it's actually older than that.
No. Someone Singh completed the 2011 Toronto Marathon at age 100. Oh, this is a lie. What? ChatGPT failed me. So yeah, they were 100 when they finished the marathon. They ran a shorter distance at the age of 101.
Okay. All right. So I was still kind of wrong. I said it was older.
Yeah, I was kind of wrong too. Okay. Number 5. Usain Bolt's top speed in the 100 meters would technically break the speed limit in a school zone.
False. I'm going to say school zone is 30 miles an hour and he runs 28 miles an hour.
Maybe in New Jersey, school zone is 30 miles an hour. It is 15.
Oh, then he's way over that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. 15 to 25 is the usual school zone limit. Definitely never 30. That's nuts.
No,
All
don't,
these
yeah,
kids better
that's what
run.
I'm driving. Yeah. Okay.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Number 6. Boston Marathon once allowed runners to complete the race on roller skates as long as they started in the back.
False. That sounds dangerous.
You are correct. That is false. Shalane Flanagan once ran 6 marathons in 6 weeks in 6 different cities.
She's run a lot of marathons, but most elite marathoners wouldn't do something like that because it's too damaging on the body. So I'm going to say that's false.
It is fact. In 2021, after retiring.
Oh, forgot about retirement. Forgot about that.
Ran all of them.
Okay.
All right. Running backwards for 1 mile burns more calories than running forwards for 1 mile.
Oh, that's definitely true because of it's not something you would normally do. It's such a different muscle group. You've got to be burning a lot more calories. It's probably hard as all heck too.
It says about 30% more energy than forward running. Number 9, a runner in Arizona completed a marathon entirely while juggling flaming torches.
That sounds true. I would have hated that person just like as if he was wearing a costume. But yeah, I'm going to say that's probably true.
It is, well, according to this at least, it is not true. While juggling and running, they call it joggling. I hate that. Is real. The flaming torches version has not been done at a marathon distance.
You know, this feels like it's subtleties. It's like, oh, he did it juggling, but not flaming torches.
Right,
okay.
Right. And the last one, the women's marathon wasn't added to the Olympics until 1984.
That is true. And, I wish I could think of the woman who won it right now. I can't.
Joan
Benoit Samuelson.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you very much for the first hint.
All right. Well, that was Fact or Fiction, where you did pretty well. So I have 50 more of these for another time. So if we like this game.
I like this game, by the way.
We got it as a backup. Finally, I picked a good game.
Yeah.
Well, if oh, go ahead.
I mean, you need to work on what's behind you in your podcasting world, right? I see 2 cans of motor oil.
Yeah. Yep. Well, this is an audio medium. We nixed the video. The video was not working so well for me. So,
yeah.
The worst thing is the motor oil. Nah, we're doing okay, I think.
Okay.
The solar battery thing behind me.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was, so I was just
Prepper's
like, I didn't want to.
back here.
I couldn't comment on it because it was like, what is that?
Yeah, my chainsaw at the top.
Yeah, is that a chainsaw? Oh, is that what that is? I thought it might be a hedge trimmer, but yeah, it's a chainsaw.
It's a smallish chainsaw, but yes, chainsaw up there, and the magnetic bowls for God knows what. There.
Okay,
that's all I can tell that I see. So yeah, it's not great. But I used to be in the dungeon down with the boiler and stuff. Yeah. Horrible there too.
You've really upgraded.
I have. Now I'm sitting in a chair. I'm not sitting on the floor breaking my spine. But anyway, yeah, so if you liked that game and if you want to play Family Feud in a year, make sure you rate, review, subscribe, share this episode with a friend. Feel free to email us at marqueerunclub@gmail.com.